Righto. So I just got back from Geelong. I went and saw my mate Riley, and I thought I'd come home and do a drawing video before I head to Melbourne. I'm going to get a bit sideways on this one just because I want to fit in there. I'm probably just going to do, what should I start with? I might start with just like a fluent shape across here, maybe like a green wave. We're going to do a green wave. So when I do a wave, like the shape of a wave, I'll probably be pretty erratic kind of movement. And when I draw these, they obviously, they probably won't even really look like waves. I would call it, I call it a wave, but it's not really one, I guess. Even though it kind of is. It's just to make it like, it's almost like the same shape as that I use when I do those flames. That's what I was saying in the last video I made, how a lot of these shapes and stuff that I use are repetitive. It's a pretty obscure looking wave, but doesn't really matter. I might draw, finish something off here. Make it go like that. I might do a bit of a kind of tribal shape. I don't really know anything about tribal. Not really into it at all. I do draw some of it just because I like that you can draw such a like bold shape that it's kind of meaningless, but it can use colour, or you can use solid black. Like a lot of the shapes that I make are pretty pretty strange. I don't even really know what I'm doing. This is probably going to take a little bit because I'm filling it in with a marker, so I might even just do like one more spike up this way. Goes like that. Like that. This is going to be a pretty abstract drawing by the looks of it from what I've done so far. But anyway, today, I went to Geelong, said hello to my friend Riley, and I was talking about trying to do a YouTube video every day for a while. I thought it was pretty funny. But it's more about just continuing to keep producing stuff. I feel like I could have been doing what I'm doing today a long time ago and sharing it, because this is how I watch videos of like Bob Ross and stuff like that made me want to do art or just create things. Anyway, I don't even know what that is really, but I'll work off it. I'll probably get the blue. It's dark blue. I'm going to draw a skull and like use this shape here as an eye. So I'd probably look at this thing that I've got here as like something I can interact with. So I'll do the back half of the skull, real kind of loose movement and here again. I kind of want to have it like spinning across this way, like the front part of its mouth and whatnot. So I'll kick it back in here like that, and then I'll go whoop, 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 whoop. And then I'll push this, so this side of its mouth will be kind of leaning that way as well. Then you can kind of get like you're drawing the face that way a lot more. Say this shape here is an eye, do a little crack and whatnot around here. Put the nose so it's like sitting behind here. It's my dog barking. Mr. B, he's doesn't really bark ever, but there must be something going on. I'll have a look at him in a minute if he gets any louder. But these little shapes and whatnot that I'm making now, they're just interacting with everything around them. I'll try and move this so it's like there's some smoke behind it or some flame kind of pushing it this way. do some teeth. Always look at the spacing between teeth, like sometimes the more space you give it, or you give it like a little bit that goes up like this, you can kind of think about that if you were going to shade it, and it's like it just gives it more like a little crack. And do another one over here. Something to shade off and give it so this little part here kind of sits behind things. I know sometimes when I'm thinking about making these videos, I'm like, maybe I shouldn't draw and talk about what I'm doing, but I don't know. I used to watch videos like this with Neckface, and he'd talk about like how he makes art and his drawings and whatnot. Not to say that I'm like a big Neckface fan or anything, but that made me want to use watercolor because I saw how he used watercolor and whatnot. And I think if I can show that you can just use like a Sensi pen, a Crayola, and a couple other markers, you can really make something fun, a bit more experimental, just at home in your spare time. Because I'm always at work right now, and I'm literally was like, I'm gonna go home and do some drawing, even if I've got 20 minutes or 5 minutes or whatever. I'm always trying to find time in my day to draw. Alright, so that's kind of sitting here. Maybe I'll do like a fist kind of punching this forward. No, I said I was going to do something different, but maybe like a hand kind of pushing it forward. When I draw hands, I always try and think about like making them look like they're anatomically correct, but not really. Like it doesn't really matter. Like these are going to be more like a gorilla's hands, I guess, because it's all, not all I draw, but I draw a lot of them because I always draw like gorillas holding things. So we've got 4 fingers this way, so the palm there, that's in here. And then I might, if it's going like, sometimes when I draw, I like would draw a hand or something like what I'm doing now, and then I'll get my hand and go, shit, so if those fingers are this way, it would have to be this way, so the thumb would be over here somewhere, and then the palm would be kind of like sitting behind all of this, so you can draw the palm down like that. There's a couple of marks in there, and then a thumb up here. Doesn't even have to be like super realistic proportions or anything. I think the wackier they are, the funner it kind of looks. Now when he's got his hand like that, I look at it and I think, you should have like a dagger in here or something, even though he's not holding one. It just has this space here, and I look at it and I think, alright, I'll get another marker and do like the beginnings of a dagger, kind of going in and out of this space here. I find when I'm drawing daggers, I don't have the best experience with doing it. I don't actually draw a lot of them, but I try and make it so it's a bit like they kind of stack up and have little sections, and this one's going to go off the page because it's way too big, but the patterns and whatnot in them, that's kind of what makes them interesting. To cross. That's pretty terrible looking dagger, but doesn't matter, it's supposed to be pretty loose. It's kind of the end, I guess. Do some spurs. Once again, I only do this stuff so it's like, it's just like training your hand to draw shit without looking at other stuff and just kind of free-flowing drawing. Not many people do it. Me and Jed do it, but not even that often. We only kind of started doing it towards the end of him living in Ballarat. I'm going to draw like a little thing of skulls kind of going around here. Maybe just like a little stack over here. Maybe I can explain it better with this marker. always draw like, get it, do a little eyeball, little nose like that. You can do the shape like a bit crazy if you want to. Like, I'll make this one a bit longer. It's going to be a heap shorter, but now it's like that, and then I can adjust what I'm going to do with the rest of the skull to the shape of the nose. You know, I actually don't do a lot of the things that you should do with drawing skulls to make them look more realistic or more anatomically correct, I guess that's what you call it. But that's like, I'm kind of trying to not do that. I'm trying to make them look more wacky, loose. You know, I could draw these really quick if I wanted to. I might draw a couple in a second and show you how quick I can actually draw them. Alright, I'll do the rest of this page and I'll try and draw it as fast as I can. Alright, ready? Let's go. This is more like how I actually draw it. And then when you do it this fast, you end up getting way better shapes and whatnot, you know. This is pretty weird, but it doesn't matter. That one will be side angle, pinch its nose in, go like that. Bump, 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 bump. This is what I was trying to do when I was doing all my speed drawing last year. It was like, when you do shit like that, you end up with more crazy shapes and shit that's a bit more interesting, I think. Once again, everything I say about all these drawings that I'm doing is like accountable to however you feel about it. I like doing stuff like this, but I don't really like looking at anything that looks super time consuming or super rigid, because I just feel like it's not for me. But you know, if you don't like little skulls and waves and stuff, there's no point. You know, maybe this isn't for you, but that's okay, you can still watch it. Maybe these aren't as fast as I thought they'd be, but I'm trying to make them all a little bit different, even though they're usually all the same. Like, to someone that looks at it and thinks I just do the same thing over and over, it's kind of true, but I try not to do that. I might do one over here or down here. It's kind of hard to draw over here with the little camera holding thing there, but I'll have a go and I'll try and do like a real like heaps more mongolated kind of shape one. I'll do a little tribal shape in his eye. That's one eye. Just circle around it. Poke. No, a little poke. Right. Once again, this is like trying to just make shape or a thing that looks just kind of odd. I don't know what it is exactly, but that will be his eye. And I'll cut back in here. I'll make the nose real kind of pointy, maybe like little spikes on it. This will kind of go over here, back under there, here. Then I feel like I got to stop the jaw before it hits this one, so it doesn't get misunderstood for that one. But yeah, usually the quicker you do it, if you're trying to do like just something that looks loose, you know, people go, oh, it's such a loose design or this and that. It's probably because the person drew it like this, you know. Like there's this Ed Hardy skull. I should find a photo of it. I might actually draw the other half to this skull over here. So we're breaking in off and on. I find myself doing this a lot. Eye socket, crack. Maybe do a normal eyeball in there. Cool. It's kind of broken up. I might draw some flame over here. I'll use this. Using a chisel tip marker, I find so fun to do flames, like just loose ones like this. You know, it's hard for me to even do this because the camera stands in the way, but you can still get achieve like a really good looking kind of flame. I know there's like people that draw flames all according to, I don't know, some theory I don't really know about, but I try and make them, always try and make them look loose as fuck. Alright. I might draw something here and there. Maybe just more skulls here and there, and then that might be it. Draw one bigger one here. Try to make it more interesting. Kind of like pointy alien eye shape. Right, ready? Fill it in. Make the nose kind of same kind of idea. Looks like it just got hit by a bus. Do the shape of the skull to be similar. Get more circle towards here, and I'll break them up and give them some gaps. What else do I want to talk about today? I think mostly just keep drawing all the time. That's what I'm trying to, I guess the main thing I'm trying to do is like do these and inspire people to do this, because I do it on my own, but it'd be sick to do it with other people. I'd actually love it. Jed's actually going to be here next week, or the week after. I'm going to try and make him do one of these videos with me to show you what he can draw. He can draw some crazy stuff off the top of his head, you know, dragons, tigers, heaps of things. Maybe I'll try and draw a tiger head here. I'm not very good at them, but I use the same kind of method I use when I'm drawing gorillas and whatnot. Like the eyebrows are just got to be kind of crazy. The nose will be, I've already probably got the nose wrong, but I just don't really draw them very often. But so you get like a rough idea. This will end up looking more like not really like a tiger, because I'm just not really, I just don't practice drawing them ever. You know, I can't even really think about how the mouth looks right now. It's like that, and the teeth are heaps bigger. It's just going to look like a skull. But yeah, it kind of looks like a skull gorilla with a fucking tiger nose. But here's the thing, I wasn't looking at anything, I don't have any reference, whatever. Kind of looks like what do they call that guy? The dude that's a werewolf. You know, he'd have like human eyes. I'll draw like human eyes on him. Yeah, he's like just turned into a werewolf. It's kind of cool for something I didn't know what it was going to be. Well, I thought it was going to be a tiger. I'll pop something else in here, and then that might be it. Let's do skulls to fit this space through here. I'm going to do them small there. This is kind of fun when you can make it to like draw all the teeth and stuff to wrap around things. I find when you do this and you kind of use the space that you got to work in, you end up with some really cool shapes and stuff as well. Like this shape I just made for this skull is kind of loose, is real loose, because you know it's just not a normal shape that you would draw for it, and you have to kind of squeeze it in there. And then watch this, I'll be able to fit another one in. I can use an eye here. I'll use that same eye as his eye, and then I'll draw his nose in there. And then he can have teeth in this little gap here. It's like using the spaces to make two separate skulls. But it's almost like using the same parts. I'll do the same thing here, and then I think that will be it for the drawing. Maybe I'll use this as the nose. I can do it here. can do one more in here. Do it upside down. Well, there we go. That's drawing for today. I'll see you next time.